Hey everyone, it's Lauren here. Welcome. Welcome to a little bit of mixed media craziness here. As you can see, I'm diving straight into it. I don't know what kind of mood I was in. I just wanted to get creative. I sat down, I went to the silhouette and cut out some of those beautiful number cut files there, which are a free cut file available as part of the Christmas giving going on over at the Hip Kit Club. And I knew I just wanted to play. I didn't even know what photo I wanted to use. And as you'll see, the two that I just showed you, neither of them go on the layout. But I just wanted to have some fun, use these beautiful cut files, play with mixed media and see where it went. Now, there's a sketch challenge happening over on the Hip Kit Club Facebook group. And so I was challenged to be inspired by that. And this is the layout I've created, having that in my mind. And just sort of drawing off what it inspired me to do. So I've just used some of the Shimmers products there to create a watercolour, as you saw, just simple strokes background. And then part of the November kit, we got these really great, fabulous stencils by Heidi Swap. And I love how big and punchy these polka dots are. And I knew they'd be perfect to add a bit of texture onto that watercolour that I have just painted on there. So I just wanted to play. The product I'm using there is Whip Spackle by Faber-Castell, but any old texture paste will do the job. You can even colour texture paste, so if you wanted to use other colours that coordinate with the November kit or any of the kits that you're thinking about using these stencils with, you can apply a little bit of the Shimmers products into the texture paste and you will get a lovely coordinating colour there as well. So I suggest you give that a go if you're wanting something different other than white. So here I am. I'm just cleaning that stencil up there. The beautiful thing about the texture, the Faber-Castell Whip Spackle there is it's kind of flexible. It gives you a bit of time to clean up without smudging everywhere. It's just a really great product that I tend to like. It's not too messy and it's easy to sort of manage and dry up. So there you go. I'm placing out my numbers and then I'm thinking, okay, here's my photo. In my head, I'm thinking that photo, it's too dark for this layout. I really just wanted to play, add some layers and, really soft tones. And so I was sitting there thinking, yep, it's a great photo and it really draws you to the photo, but I thought it's just too dark for this. So I sat that aside and I thought I'm just going to focus on my background and let an idea come with what I could use as a photo. If you're ever stuck with scrapbooking and you don't have a photo in mind or you haven't been away or you're up to date with scrapbooking all your important photos, then a great idea is just to get some backgrounds done. They're unique and they're going to be something unlike anyone else has. So even if I got to the point where I'd adhered these numbers down and then thought, no, I don't want to do any more, I could set that aside and I know in my pattern paper collection and know that I could pick that up one day and when the right photo came along, I would already have a beautiful mixed media piece there ready to go. So if you're thinking your mojo's a bit off or you're thinking you're up to date with all your photos, I encourage you just to sit down and create some backgrounds and have a bit of a play, get your mixed media colours out, put spray paint everywhere, just have some fun. So here you can see me thinking, okay, I've really got to find a photo that's really going to fit with this, and here I found it. This was my cute little girl running into the school disco, but as just before she ran off in the doors, she jumped up on a little ledge out the front of the school and started pulling some cheeky, funny faces. And the more I think about and the more I watch my little girl grow up and her expressiveness, I just delight in it more and more. I know that she's going to be confident and, well, I hope she is confident, but she's certainly tracking that way and not frightened to express herself, even in environments where all her peers are around. She's happy to play around with mum, do these funny poses, and let me delight and capture these moments. So there she is, being cheeky out the front of the school. So I just wanted to have a little fiddle here, and you got to bear with me for this layout because I really had no idea what I was doing. I apologise, that's the dog. Elsa, please don't bark. Come here. Sit. I am so sorry. Okay, sit. Good girl. So you're going to have to hang in there with me for this layout because I didn't know what I was doing and I just really wanted to play. So as you can see, I didn't have a clear direction. I could very well have cut this video and made it shorter for you, but I really feel with my videos and me putting my layouts together to share with you, I think at times you need to see that sometimes scrapbooking can be tricky. Sometimes things just don't work, and for whatever reason you're in a mood where things that you're placing down, although it all coordinates, it doesn't seem to come together the way you'd hoped. So I wanted to see watch me struggle. Watch me wonder where things should go. I really want to use pieces, but I don't know where it's going to go. I'm going to lift that up, take it off, put it somewhere else. I really wanted you to see that process because that's completely normal. And there are times when scrapbooking's really easy and you can plonk it down, quick layouts fall out, but there are times where they're like this. They're fiddly and awkward and you're just not sure where things go. You want to use pieces, but you find out it just doesn't work and you want things to sit a certain way. So as you can see, this layout will change and change again where those embellishment clusters will go, but I think it's a good way to see that, you know, sometimes you go into a scrapbooking layout unplanned, you don't know what you're going to do, and here you can see me really trying to fit pieces in and take them up and question my decision making. But at the end of the day, I am enjoying the process and I enjoy the end result. And I encourage you not to be too hard on yourself if you too have days like this where scrapbooking can be a little bit, you know, a bit fiddly and you're feeling like you're not sure where to go. So be kind to yourself and remember the joy is in the journey. And it's all the focus is us delighting in our memories and documenting our life so that we can remember it and remember the little moments. And also have fun sticking cute things like this, puffy stickers everywhere. And yeah, I think in my last video I shared with you the absolute luxury of being able to just sort of plonk and stick and not worry about saving things for later, because I found that since I've been receiving my hip kits that the amount of beautiful product that's in the kits I can't possibly use in that month. So I have found myself being a little bit more liberal than I would normally be with my scrapbooking supplies, and you know, adding little bits in that I would think, I better save that for another layout. So as you can see, puffy stickers here, throw another one on there, chuck another layer under there. I am just fully living in scrapbooking luxury at the moment with these gorgeous hip kits and the lovely effects that it gives with these different textured elements, vellum, puffy stickers, chipboard pieces, ephemera pieces, like texture paste, stencils, colour, like everything you could possibly need are in these wonderful kits. So I encourage you, if you're on the fence or considering subscribing, even if it's for a little while to treat yourself, you will not be disappointed in receiving a beautiful parcel every month. And I don't know about you, but life is pretty busy, and sometimes there's a new parcel on my doorstep before I even know it, which is a lovely thing. It's sort of a reward for me surviving parenting and life for each month, a bit like a magazine subscription. I always feel it's very luxurious to have a magazine delivered to my door each month. So here you can see I'm just plonking and sticking, layering, having fun, and building a couple of clusters there. I love to always incorporate different clusters, at least 1, 2, occasionally 3, because I know the rule of thirds. Although I don't really understand it, it works. So the rule of 3 is common there. I don't end up creating another cluster on this layout because I've got this really punchy heading that I'm going to incorporate, and I'm going to draw it out to that other white side there in a second, as you'll see. So I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know what my heading would be. I just knew I had all these beautiful products that I was going to play with. So as you saw me, I'd already stuck what I thought was going to be my heading, one of a kind, down. And then when I saw these beautiful gold scripty thickers, I thought I'm definitely going to add that. And as you can see, just by me adding that big punchy title and moving that vellum off to that white side, it's drawn out that cluster. So it sort of feels like when you're looking at the page, you're drawn from one side to the other, and that cluster sort of moves along the page, which is the way I tend to roll. I tend to like movement and direction in my layouts. It just seems to always happen. So I end up with my title being Hello Cheeky, which describes my little girl down to a T. She is very cheeky. I was delighting in her this morning as we went off to an early morning basketball skill session, and I did think for a long time there that she might not be as gifted as her older brother in this sport. Because she is a dancer, and often I would find her during basketball games skipping down the sideline, swinging her hair and practicing her leaps, and doing a pede essay, along there. I'm thinking she is not. The ball was the least interesting thing on the court. And I did think, okay, this might not be her thing, but all of a sudden, she sort of grabbed hold of it and is now enjoying these basketball clinics, and I get to sit on the sideline and delight in her, just all of a sudden this new growth in her skill. So she's cheeky. So there you have it. There's my layout. It's come together, a bit of craziness, a bit of mixed media craziness, but I hope it's inspired you to not be too tough on yourself. Have fun, do some backgrounds. If it doesn't turn into a layout, you've got it there for later, and just enjoy the process. All right, take care, guys. Bye.